Josh Oleszczak, thanks so much for joining me today. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk through what you're doing, your career, and the things that Aclaimant does for you on a regular basis. This is our ongoing series called our Fireside Chat, and would love for you to kick things off associated with an introduction of yourself, but we'll start with an introduction and an overview of the Lansing Board of Water and Light and what the organization does for the good people of Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, sure thing, Tom. First, I really appreciate you having me on. Always happy to chat with you and talk about the Board of Water and Light and how Acclaimant's been a big part in our risk management department here for the last while. So, again, I'm Josh Oleszczak. I work for the Lansing Board of Water and Light in our enterprise risk management department. The Board of Water and Light's a municipal utility in the Lansing area, which is kind of central Michigan. And we serve the Lansing area as well as the surrounding suburbs with electricity, water, steam, and chilled water. Most of the chilled water and steam applications are for commercial or industrial use, but folks that live downtown get a benefit from that as well.
Brilliant. Love for you to talk a bit about your background and how you got into your current role and what you're doing today.
Sure. I hired in at the Lansing Board of Water and Light in 2012. So I've been here for 13, 14 years. I started as an intern and that moved into a full-time job. So I've worked in risk management the entire time. When I first started, we were a relatively small department, just handling pretty much third-party claims, and everything's pretty much expanded since then. We've had a lot of growth in the department, and I've been able to be a part of it as we've gone from just touching small incidents that happen out in the field to creating various risk matrices and a whole portfolio that we manage on an ongoing basis, and expanded our various insurance policies due to the amount of construction and different facilities we've built. So it's been a great opportunity and a great career for me so far here at the board. Can't say enough good things about the organization.
Brilliant. Love to talk a bit about the challenges you faced and what specific problems you were looking to solve in your safety claims or risk management department, especially in advance of being able to create a relationship with a claimant.
Sure. Shortly after I started here at the board in 2012, we began to recognize that our old system was beginning to be a bit outdated. It was an old Microsoft Access system that was developed by the previous risk manager and had been used for about 20 years. So we had a huge log jam of files and data that we wanted to move to a cloud source. There was a big push due to cyber risks. Even though we don't have a whole lot of PID in our claim system, it was an organizational wide initiative that we were looking to move a lot of expiring systems to something cloud based. So as we began to explore that space, we looked at a couple of different vendors. A lot of the products that were out there at the time didn't really fit for a governmental organization like ours with a relatively small team. I was lucky enough to get involved with David Wald relatively early, somewhat close to Acclaimant's kind of inception into this space. And he really kind of grabbed us with an offer that was within our price line, didn't give us a whole bunch of things that we didn't need, but solve the solutions that we were looking for. So moving our data into a cloud space, giving us a dashboard, making reporting easier, essentially reducing the amount of time that we spend looking and managing our data and enhancing the ability that we had to analyze it.
That's brilliant. And in terms of the experience of the team overall, you're moving from an Access database that what we see when we have conversations with individuals who are in that space, you have a limited number of individuals who are not only users of the system, but can maintain that system. So I would imagine that a partnership with an organization like Aclaimant, you begin to experience the benefits of a true SaaS relationship and the growth that can occur on both sides of that relationship. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. So one of the big pushes to get off that system in particular, and there was a few other areas that used Access systems, was that as our older IT folks began to retire or move out of the organization just with natural attrition or turnover, we became very limited with the amount of folks who could continue to maintain that system. And it was requiring those like myself who worked in the departments to learn how to do that on our own. So being able to move to a vendor like Acclaimant who handles that stuff on the back end, we never have to worry about whether or not our system's up or what the problem is. It has been a huge help. And the other thing that's been super beneficial for us is as we've been with Acclaimant now for a number of years, you guys have constant updates moving in all the time. With the advent of AI and the impact that we've seen across numerous spaces as to how helpful and beneficial that'll be down the road. We're looking forward to being able to apply that to our system so that we can continue to spend less time managing our data and more time doing our actual jobs.
Brilliant. So as we think about trends that you're watching and as you monitor your growth in 2026 and 27, it sounds like a focus on the improvements that AI could provide to you and the organization and a focus on analytics and reporting as always. Does that align?
Yep, that's entirely correct. So, with the transition of the department, risk management here at the board has a tendency to be involved in a number of different areas. And so, when we get pulled in certain directions from different operational groups, a lot of times what they're looking for is some guidance or some data, some helpful suggestions as to how to manage certain risks. So, the analytics that we have from our claim system really show us the different areas in which we're experiencing losses, whether it's things like vehicle and utility pole or hydrant accidents on the third party side to something more like what's going on internally, where we filing claims with our own insurers. Really gives us an opportunity to talk about our different loss trends. And it's something that we did not have at the point of our old access system when we were utilizing that. And going forward, we're just really looking forward to, as more work and we get more involved in different areas, we're really looking forward to the opportunity of being able to automate some of our entries and reduce the amount of data that we wind up scrubbing. We get a large volume of claims every year in various different categories, I think, as I mentioned earlier. And so our big focus now is to actually be able to spend time going out on field calls, making sure that we're making the time to learn what we can, be involved with what we can out in the field with our crews, rather than sitting at a desk and trying to manipulate data either into a graph or managing the analytics so that other areas or folks upstairs have an idea of what we're actually doing. Really looking forward to all the improvements that are coming down the line.
Brilliant. I love it. And the concept that you mentioned associated with getting us out from behind our desk and putting ourselves in a position where we can truly make a difference is really what we're so proud of at Aclaimant in terms of what we're able to do for you and for our customers on a regular basis. So this has been brilliant. Josh, we really appreciate the time today. Thank you so much for your partnership. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk us through what you're doing and continued best of luck.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks so much, Tom. Appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. Have a great one. Talk
You
soon.
too.
Thank you.